So when Epic Games laid off over 1,000 employees last week, where a lot of the employees actually did not know they were fired, they found out from a Twitter post, and when they checked their emails, they found out they no longer work for the company. And one of the employees that was laid off had terminal brain cancer. Okay, so that's not a very good look for you, Tim Sweeney. And this whole situation is just insane. There's so much like online rioting going on. People are giving you the FUs to Tim Sweeney, and people are rightfully pissed, right? You would probably have to be brain dead to not be pissed at this, right? There's been some people out here saying, oh, this dude got laid off because of his condition, or, you know, he deserves to get laid off, or he has to get laid off because of that condition. And no. Okay, that's all completely wrong. Layoffs happen when a company usually is under the water, right? In this case, they say that Fortnite has downturn started in 2025 and that they were spending more money than they were bringing in. So that is the reason for the layoffs, which I think it's bullshit because Epic Games makes millions of dollars. It's $1 million company. And they're paying these UEFN creator maps like Steal the Brain Rot millions upon millions of dollars. But that's not really the focus of the video. The focus of the video is they laid somebody off who is in critical condition. I don't say critical condition like he's on the deathbed, but this dude's got terminal brain cancer. He needs everything in the world. He needs his job. He needs his money to support his family and to actually have insurance and to support his medical bills. And if this family is in the United States, then, you know, the government will fucking SpongeBob you down the hill and just take you out because they don't care, right? They'll throw $1 bazillion as a medical bill, and the only way to get rid of it is to die. Okay, but his wife made a post about it, and we will be reading this out because I feel like we have to. Honestly, we really have to know all the details. Jenny, the wife of Mike who got laid off, said, "I never imagined I would be writing something like this. My husband, Mike, was recently laid off along with over 1,000 others at Epic Games. What makes this different for our family is that Mike is currently fighting with terminal brain cancer. Because of the layoff, we didn't just lose income, we lost life insurance. And because his condition is now considered a pre-existing condition, he can't get new coverage. So now, as I face the reality of losing my husband, I'm also facing the reality of what type of funeral/burial I can afford, how I will keep a roof over our heads, how I will protect our son and the life we built together. What will happen to our dogs? I truly believe that if the people who made this decision understood the full human impact, they would not have intended this outcome. Mike is not just a number, he is a father, a husband, a person deeply loved. I'm sharing this in hope that it reaches the right people. If you work at or know someone connected to Mike's former employer, please help this story reach them. And if you can't, please share. We are running out of time, and I'm trying everything I can to protect my family while I still have him here with us. Thank you for reading." Okay, so that's definitely an emotional roller coaster. This whole situation is just so sad, bro. It's so sad. Like, everybody was pissed that the layoffs happened. Let's also not forget that it's not 1,000, right? They laid off 850 employees in 2023 that no longer can support their families. Some of them probably had some, you know, some medical stuff going on too. So it's 1,850. And this really just makes me sad, honestly. A lot of these jobs will have your health coverage connected to your job. And what happens there is that when you lose your job, you lose your coverage, right? You have no more medical, which is such a stupid like shit that happens in the United States of America, where I don't want to sit here and start a whole fucking Republican versus Democrat goddamn debate. I'm a Fortnite YouTuber. These medical bills are fucking high. Shit should be free, a part of the taxes. I'm going to be honest here. But once again, I don't want to start that. But we can all agree that the medical shit in the United States is fucking bullshit. Shit is expensive. You will die going into debt for it, right? And this coverage shit as well. I'm wishing the best for Jenny. I'm wishing the best for Mike. This is somebody that needed their job. They needed their coverage. They needed protection. They were in a critical moment and they got laid off. They just got fucking dusted under the rug and they didn't bother checking no files. By the way, nobody got checked, right? There's this big misunderstanding that these 1,000 people were handpicked, and no, that doesn't happen with layoffs. Layoffs happen when HR, some other big, some other high person at a company, maybe the CEO, I don't know, basically looks at a fucking piece of paper that says, "Huh, we lost some money this year. Susie, Fucking fire 1,000 employees. We can't afford to pay him. He's got brain cancer. Tell him to go fuck himself. That's what happened. All right, that's what the fuck happened here, right? It's sad. It's just sad. And I'm pissed. You had people who were working on the game that were told they were so critical, like Evan, where you have these higher ups saying, hey, we need you for the game. You're the backbone of the game. You made all this stuff. You have the person that created, I forgot his name. I think it's like Michael or something. I don't know. Steve, I think it was. And he was in charge of the Chapter 7 storyline. You had all these people in charge of all these game modes, like Ballistic, which is now rest in peace, right? And that's no wonder they got rid of him, right? You had all these people who are so critical and told they were critical. People who were there since fucking like 2017, who 2015, who built the OG assets like Jonesy and Ramirez and all the stuff. We had all these people who were there from the beginning, who were building the backbone of the game for years, and they're all gone. And unfortunately, one of those people was somebody who needed their job mostly to support his family, to support his wife, to support his kids, to support his dog, right? And support himself too. And he was left on the side of the road. Such a shitty thing for Epic Games to do that Tim Sweeney himself did actually make a response to this post. Tim Sweeney says, Epic is in contact with the family and will solve the insurance for them. There is high confidentiality around medical information, and it was not a factor in this layoff decision. Sorry to everyone for not recognizing this terribly painful situation and handling it in advance. All right, so this has gotten 5.3 million views and 12,000 likes. You can see the replies here. You can go, fuck yourself, you soulless bastard. Gentle reminder that this soulless motherfucker would have never done this if the image wasn't on the line. Fake fuck, right? Yeah, so everybody is pissed off at him. I'm glad that Epic is actually doing something, at least not ignoring it. I'm glad they are in contact with them and they will solve the insurance for them, right? This is something like out of pocket. This is something that just Epic Games is doing on their, the good old hearts. We're gonna solve the insurance for them, which is great, right? But what about solving, like, and I don't want to compare, like, before I say this, right? I don't want to compare this person with like everybody else, because obviously this person literally has a really serious condition and needs the most amount of support they can, receive, right? But what about the other, 1849 people that were laid off, right? That have problems as well, right? That no longer have money to support anybody in their family or themselves, that, like Tim Sweeney just said right there, that it's confidential, right? The medical information. So there could have been other people who got terminated that had medical problems, and now they're fucked too. Right? Maybe it wasn't as bad as terminal brain cancer, but there was at least some people that probably got laid off that had some medical issues and needed the money to support it. And now they don't have coverage, right? And the only reason this person gladly is getting coverage is because of how many, how viral this went, right? This post got 2.6 million views just on this one and 65,000 likes, right? And then you have all the thousands of other posts that were bringing this up. Right? And Jenny, the wife of Mike, who got laid off, this post was on Facebook, right? I don't know if Epic is really on Facebook, right? So whoever, went out and actually spread this to Twitter, or x.com, fucking Elon, this is great because we don't know if this would have gotten anywhere, right? So I'm glad whoever found this actually shared it to a platform in which Epic Games probably uses the most. The CEO's on here, goddammit. But yeah, this was 100% for their image. They see how bad a situation this is, and I'm not gonna sit here and be a Nick 830 like, oh, they're doing their best.
Tim Sweeney, he seems to be doing, as much as he can for them, which is very nice. You gotta show him some love there.
Right? They're trying their best, like, because I feel like you're a dude. I feel like you're owed to do the best, right? You just fucked over somebody's lives, and I feel like when you lay off people, I know it's confidential around medical information, but like when you lay off somebody, shouldn't that be like an exemption? Probably, like, I'm not a lawyer or anything like that, and I know I'm a little bit on the spectrum, but I feel like that should be like should look into a little bit. Am I dumb? Like, they once again, they probably can't because of that, but I feel like something should be there, right? You're just gonna fire somebody who's in such critical condition like that? And once again, you're getting these terrible comments like, oh, he deserved to be fired because obviously he's got a condition. He can't work at the company. It would make sense he got fired, unfortunately. Like, no, like you just got to be like mentally like brain dead to say something like that, right? If he was doing a good job, and like he didn't get fired. This wasn't a personal thing against this person. He was just a part of the 1,000 people that got fired. Okay, this wasn't, you know, Epic Games wasn't single-handedly going after this guy. He was just a part of a really big mess and a really big problem that happened. He was a part of something unfortunate. What do you guys think about this down in the comments below? Please let me know what you guys think about this. So much backlash over Epic right now. Epic Games is in such a toilet bowl, but like I said before, they're going to bounce back, all right? They always bounce back, whether in a good way or a bad way. That, you know, people are going to forget about this. They're going to hire new people. 2 years down the road, they're going to lay off another 1,000 people probably. And we could already see it now. Like literally a week ago, my timeline was filled with post after post of they're firing everybody. F Tim Sweeney. We're not gonna buy V-Bucks. We're canceling our crews. They're posting pictures of cancellation of crews. We're not playing the game anymore. A week later, my timeline is filled with Season 8 hype and Disney and the Disney collab. Literally fucking everybody is already forgetting about it, right? And I don't want to sit here and be like, oh, you know, we're going to fight it out when we're going to sit here for months and months of posting about it, because that's not the reality, right? I wish we could do something like that and actually get back at these piece of garbage companies. But unfortunately, with time heals for the bad and good, right? After a couple weeks, that's what I predicted. A couple weeks, we're forgetting about it. And this is already happening with Season 8. Nothing can happen here. Literally nothing is going to happen from these layoffs. The game's not going to die. No, they're going to get the money back from everybody canceling their crews. People are going to be buying V-Bucks for the Season 8 Battle Pass. People are buying V-Bucks for the Disney skins. We're at a time period here where it just doesn't matter. It literally doesn't matter. And I bet you, you know, if something were to happen and let's say, unfortunately, this guy doesn't make it. I don't want to call him a guy. This wonderful husband doesn't make it, and a funeral/burial will happen. It will probably spread on Twitter for like a couple days, and people will say F Tim Sweeney, and then after that, everyone's forgetting again. Okay, it's right back to the video game, right? And yeah, honestly, this whole situation is just terrible. It's so terrible. These big corporations do not give a fuck about you. And, you know, to the viewer right now, if you're working at a company or you're working anywheres for some big fucking corp, and you think they care about you, they really don't. Like some straight Ludo advice, they don't. They would replace you in a second if they could. If you leave a company and you're thinking, oh, I got back at them, and this is an example, and you will be replaced in a second. You will be replaced in a second. If you got laid off and, you know, you and some people are protesting against it, a week later, that protesting stopped and they have new people at the company, which are probably going to get laid off in the future. You can see stuff like this, like who to fire. Worked for 11 years, created Jonesy plus Ramirez, less than $200,000 per year. Or brain rot tycoon maker hates you and the game and makes $18 million per year to steal the brain rot creator and all the fucking clones and all the red versus blue bullshit. Yeah, they would rather fire this dude who actually built the game. All right. So, what do you guys think? I don't know. I got a fat headache looking at this. All right. I'll see you guys in the next one. All right.